Alright.
Well, no commentary. Rito, please.
Okay, can you hear us? Can everyone hear us? Okay. So I accidentally left the match, just like last time, so I'm gonna have to go with the pick and bans based on the Twitch chat. So Samvid, what did you notice about these picks and bans?
Well, we're seeing many of the same picks as last time. Well, I would say that the Jarvan pick from Misha at my pants, is pretty solid in the fact that Jarvan can bring out a tanky competition to the team. Character going for another Braum pick as he did last time. A character or champion that he's very familiar with.
I noticed the Kalista ban on purple team. That's probably to keep Arrow to Ponyu from just being such a menace to the team.
So, we're seeing Murderocious with the Ori pick, a champion he's pretty familiar with. Although he did have some issues landing those ults previously, but we'll see if he can do that this game.
This game should be really exciting as whoever wins this game continues on to the winner's bracket.
And this is the only game, never mind spectators, that we're moving on to the third round.
But we noticed Tony's Murdakis' Orianna pick. He was building utility that game. What do you think about that, Samvid?
I believe it was a good choice at the time, although many other people disagreed with that. They believe that he should have gone damage initially to just be more of an assassin type, although he is playing a safe champion. I think the utility did bring a lot to the team. He may do that again this game, where it's not completely clear. It's mostly going to depend on he's against.
Do you think we're gonna see Orianna roaming?
He definitely should be roaming after 10 minutes. Mostly because this team is fairly tanky and they can withstand the other team's damage. We see a Morg pick. That's going to be difficult for Braum to handle, although he does have his shield. The Morg shield is superior to his own, I believe.
What do you think about this Rek'Sai top? We haven't really seen Rek'Sai. I think Rek'Sai top was only played once in the LCS. What do you think about that?
Could you repeat the question? I couldn't actually hear you.
Oh, my bad. What do you think about Rek'Sai top? I mean, Rek'Sai top was only used once in the LCS. It's more of a jungle champion. Do you think Skaterat may have a bit of a tough time?
Actually, I've seen quite a bit of Rek'Sai top playing normals and ranked games recently. It's actually a fairly strong champion. It's not completely clear if Rek'Sai can beat Jax. It's more of a skill-based matchup, I believe, on top lane. Jax with his stun, though, may be able to stop Rek'Sai from turning away, which is a huge problem during game because of Rek'Sai's mobility.
Right. So as we're loading onto the Rift, all our Twitch people can type hashtag DMVWin or hashtag PBWin. We'll tally the votes up sometime never.
Alright, we're going to be waiting for the game to load soon. Seeing the team compositions as it is, I believe that Pink Bunnies will have to go for early objectives. That means going for Dragon before DMV Boys have a chance. They need to get a definite gold lead ahead. They did that pretty well their previous game, dominating in both lane and in objective capturing. To avoid that, I would say that DMV Boys definitely have to roam more. Jarvan has to be able to have presence in all the lanes, and Ori definitely needs to go help bot lane.
Who do you think this game will go? Who do you think will win this game, Thumbed? Thumbed?
I believe it's a toss-up. Both teams are fairly skilled in each role they're playing. It's mostly gonna, I believe, end up depending on if Katarina gets fed, her resets will become a huge issue, or if bot lane gets shut down by DMV Boys. So it's a definite equal matchup here.
I think the game will ultimately depend on who wins the team fights, because I know DMV Boys are incredibly good at getting objectives and team fighting. Pink Bunnies, maybe not so much, but I know Pink Bunnies are good at their individual roles. So we'll see how that plays out.
That may be so, but they definitely have a huge, a definite ability working together. That involves a lot of communication between the team players. DMV Boys do also have great communication, but it's just reacting in time to the needs of other players. So as the game loads, do you have any comments on what the individual lane matchups will look like?
Well, in all honesty, I think that mid lane will go to Pink Bunnies. I mean, based on that heal in Flash, you already know that that Orianna is going to be going probably Crystalline. I think top lane will go to Pink Bunnies as well, because personally I think Jax is a better top laner than Rek'Sai. I think bot lane might go to DMV Boys, because I've noticed Kaker's Braum is incredibly good. I haven't really seen Arrow to Ponyu on Caitlyn, but Arrow to Ponyu must be really good for them to waste I wouldn't say waste, for Pink Bunnies to use their one ban to target out Arrow to Ponyu.
Caitlyn being a safe champion with high range, I would say that Ezreal will definitely have a hard time, despite having Morgana as a support. A Braum support is definitely very useful in this lane, and I believe bot lane will go to DMV Boys. It's all a matter of fact of whether Braum can land his skill shots. He's had both great times and bad times with landing some ults, but if he's able to get off a very good ult during a team fight later in the game, they could probably, just even being behind, still end up winning that fight. Alright, we see them learning into game. We may see a buff steal, as they're all going mid at the moment.
The Summoner's Rift.
Summit, what's your timer on? Like, what's your timer? Just so we're at the same place.
42.
Okay, all right.
We see Lee Sin going for his own red buff. whereas
I think-
DMV boys are in fact going for the buff steal.
You too will be judged. Not
We do see some pings from the
30
DMV boys.
seconds until minions spawn.
I think Pink Bunnies knows very well that they're going to probably try and invade based on the last games. It worked so well in game 2. See Lee Sin dancing a bit. They're all recalling, probably to get. Yes. I don't think we're going to see any lane
Minions have
swaps.
spawned.
We see Pink Bunnies going back towards DMV boys. We may not see an actual buff trade.
Well, we do see Pink Bunnies coming down. There's Spellbinding doesn't hit, but I think they do catch each other out. Standard lanes, that will be some time lost for DMV boys, for their jungler.
Katarina definitely getting ahead in EXP. Will reach level 2 first, which really should not be a problem for an Orianna, seeing as how it is a safe champion, and especially with a flask running and a heal, there should be no problem for Orianna to be safe.
But look at every other lane, like including jungle. Each lane was late. We see a Jax getting more farm, more XP. Bot lane getting more farm XP. Lee Sin is on his 3rd camp while Jarvan is still on his 2nd. I think that Pink Bunnies did take the lead here.
That's simply true, but the gold lead is not existent right yet. In fact, Pink Bunnies are actually behind in their gold.
I'm talking about experience. Like if you look at let's say yeah, wow. Well, if you look at top lane,
Rek'Sai
Rek'Sai
definitely
is-
taking a beating by Jack. Early game, Rek'Sai does have a hard time against any player really. It's only late game once he's able to get a bit more damage running or
ooh, flash. Wow. Great play. Are you saying something?
yeah, it's only when Rek'Sai gets damage and a bit more tankiness that he's able to actually contribute to the team or versus any other champion in lane. But at the same time, he also does have his ultimate, which is essentially a free teleport. He shouldn't really have to worry about mobility on the map. He has a lot of presence already.
Right. The good thing about Rek'Sai is that every lane should be wary of his presence. Like even bot lane. But just the fact that he can get from one place to another incredibly fast means that a team that has Rek'Sai should use that to its advantage.
We see mid lane